Well, here we are. It is the first Serious Crafts live. So hopefully you guys can all find this live link that wanted to see it. And we will get started soon. Might just wait for some people to rock up and then we will get cracking with it. That's not what I want to do. So I'm just setting up over on my computer so that once I go down so we can see what we're doing, I will be able to see your comments still, because I won't be able to see them on my phone because that's where we're recording. So good evening, welcome to Serious Crafts Live. See, I can't even say my own name, that's bad. So as most of you probably know, I started the Serious Craft live group this morning, and I've had really good response so far, so that's really encouraging. We did a poll to see what you guys wanted to see me make, and it was pretty even. So I decided we would kind of make it a series. So like the first week or so I'll do all of the options that I gave. Hi Petra. That way everyone gets to see what they wanted to see, and you can see how simple these cards were to make despite how complex they tend to look. So today we're starting with the butterfly basics, which got some pretty cool response. So this is the one I did in green. Hi Lisa, how are you? And as per Lisa's request, we're going to do this one in pink and purple. And I'll get you guys to help me choose what sentiment you want at the bottom as well. Are we going to make a birthday one? Are we going to make a generic sort of how you going one? So you guys get to choose. Hi Charlotte and Katie, good to have you here. Okay, so now that a couple of you are here, I think we'll dive straight in and see how this card's made. So I'm going to swip you guys around. You're going to see a black screen just for a little bit while I readjust the tripod to suit for the card making, and then that'll go away and we'll see what we're doing. So see you soon. Yes, the puppies love to come and say hello. If I kept them out, they would be screaming at us, so don't mind if they pop up in the video or make a lot of noise. Hopefully they won't be too bad. So just bear with me for a second guys while I set these up so that we'll be able to see what we're making. Okay, so just move it over a little bit more. Okay, sorry about this guys, just got to get it so you can see. Okay, that looks good. Hi Carly. Alrighty, so now that we can see what we're doing down here, we can get started. Okay, so here's a better look at the card we're going to be making. So it's actually really easy, even though it kind of looks a little bit complicated, but hopefully you guys will all be quite shocked with how simple this one is to pull off. So as per the pink purple theme response, these are the colours we're going to use. So for this card you can pretty much choose any colour combination you want. You just need two of a like colour, so a lighter and a darker of the same colour, and then a darker colour that is a different colour, just to add that little bit of extra interest so it's not a pure one colour card. So we're going to use Blushing Bride, Flirty Flamingo and Elegant Eggplant today, and we're going to start off with cutting all of our cardstock down. I find it's always the best place to start, so we're going to cut our card base and all of our little layers that we're going to do to add that little bit more interest to the card so it's not so flat. Okay, so let me pop these out of the way. We'll grab our stamping trimmer down. So I could have pre-cut all this for you guys, but I wanted to show you everything from cutting it as well, just so you could see how simple it actually is. So for your basic card bases, I like to make them at 4.5 by 6 inches. So this piece of card isn't one I've already cut one out of, so it's already 6 inches that way. So we just need to cut it at 9 inches. And I just knocked my tripod, sorry about that. So that we can then fold it in half to make the 4.5. So this is our Flirty Flamingo cardstock. So I like to make the base out of the darker colour first. So we just make sure that is 6 by 9, and then that one can go aside for now. Then I use the Watercolour, so this is the Blushing Bride. And we want to make this just slightly smaller than our 6 by 4.5 front. So I like to cut these at 5 3/4, sorry, by 4.25. Nope, not even. A little bit over that, so 7/8. Sorry guys. So 4 and not even 7/8. 4 3/8. So we'll cut that one. And then 5 and 7/8. So the easiest way on here is just go that slightly smaller than the cardstock you want to cut that down. And then we need to do the same again with some white. So, oh, sorry if you can hear the puppies playing in the background. They're being noisy. Okay. So then with this one, we're going to want 2 pieces of white. So you want one for the front and then one for inside the card, which we're also going to decorate because it's more fun that way. So this one we want slightly smaller again. So this is the one that is going to be 4.25 by 5 3/4. So just quickly slice that. And you always line it up on this side here. So that was 5 3/4, and then we're going to go 4 1/4. And I can always post all these measurements for you guys so you don't actually have to remember them right now. Plus you'll be able to watch back the video as well. So that one's just a little bit too less, so we'll put that one aside and we can use that for stamping. And then we'll cut this one, which is so 5 3/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so that's all of our cardstock that we need to cut, so we can put our trimmer away. I'm going too fast at any stage, or you guys want to ask a question, feel free. I've got the chat up on the side so I can see if you say anything, and we'll get started with this one. So after cutting everything, you should have one big piece of Flirty Flamingo, smaller piece of Blushing Bride, and then 2 of the white cardstock pieces. So then, give me one moment. Okay, so then we want to start stamping, so we want to get these ones out of the way. We don't need these stamping onto our white. So we'll bring one of them in for now. And we're going to use our Watercolour Wings and Awesomely Artistic to stamp with today. I love these ones. This one is so good for adding those textures and stuff and making it look really cool. And the Watercolour Wings just brings up a really awesome look because you can layer the different colours. It doesn't have to be a monotone looking butterfly, which is awesome. Okay, so first things first, we'll decorate the back of our front piece. So we need to stamp this decorative edge. So for that, we just need the flower piece, and we want our splatters. I love putting splatters on things, it's so much fun. Okay, so I've got 2 of my stamping blocks over here, and we're just going to mount them to them. So I'll see a small one on the small, large on the large. Now you can order these stamps in either clear or wooden. So you can either have them pre-mounted onto a wooden stamp so that you just pull them out, or you can load them onto a clear block. So I go the clear block, they're slightly cheaper and they store a bit easier because they're a bit smaller to store. So the first thing we're going to do, hi Nicole, how are you? Sorry if there's any lag with me responding to comments, but unfortunately there's lag with Facebook Live. So the first one we're going to want is Elegant Eggplant. Now to open these, they can be a bit confusing sometimes to Stampin' Up! Ink pads. You push a corner and you flip it open and then push it to lock it in. So now he's ready to use. So we're just going to ink up our flowers. You just turn it over, have a look, you can see it's nice and inked. And then we're just going to stamp it down. I like to stamp it this way, I think it just gives the best splay out effect with the look we're going for. So you just want to aim it to the top of the card. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. You just push down, press and release, and then we have some pretty flowers. So then just re-ink it again. Oh no, Lisa, it's always... Oh, I'm so glad I haven't broken any of my ink pads yet. But yeah, they were definitely confusing. I actually looked up a YouTube video before I opened my first ink pad because I couldn't figure it out and I didn't want to break it. So, this is your guys' in-home YouTube video. Alright, so we've got it re-inked again, and this time we want to flip the image over. So we stamped it this way for the top, and then we just want to rotate it around. And you want to overlap slightly what we've stamped already. You don't want to go too crazy, but you want to just overlap it a little bit and just roughly line it up. Again, it's not going to be perfect, it doesn't matter, because we're going to be covering that middle band with a ribbon anyway. So you can see it's a little bit muddy, but you don't see that, so it does not matter. And that leaves us more room to put our sentiment at the bottom. Alright, so for the minute we're finished with this one, so I'm just going to pack him away. Oh, I should probably show that too. So to do that, you just pull it back to this, flip around, and lock it back into place. So I'm just going to quickly use my stamp and scrub to clean our stamp off. So it's just these two little pads. This spray your cleaning adhesive onto, not adhesive, and then you dry it off inside so this stamps you break in the case. So we'll give that a little spray, a little rub off, and then the stamp's ready to go away as it is done. So I'm doing that off screen from now on, but I'll just show you that to begin with. So then actually, we're not finished with this one. While I've got stamped on, we will do the inside card, which means I need my Elegant Eggplant again. So I just thought for a little bit of interest, it would be cool to ink up the Elegant Eggplant again. And we're just going to put a stamp in the corners. So just line it up however you want. You won't cover too much of the card this time because you want people to have room to write. But we're going to do a little bit of thing, a little bit of interest. So we'll spin it back around just so that we don't make too much about that paper. But this is why we have the paper at the back. So you can stamp off the page, it doesn't all have to be on, and then that way we don't make a mess of our desk because we don't really want to do that. Okay, so then that is that one ready to go. Alright, just clean my stamp again. Okay, so then we're going to have some fun with splits. I like to do them in the Blushing Bride, which is our lightest colour. That way they're just not too overpowering. The flowers still really pop, but you still have that little bit of extra interest. So for both pieces, we're pretty much going to ink up our stamp, and just wherever really, it doesn't matter, just plop down some little splotches coming out around. So it's really simple, it doesn't have to be perfect, which is why this card is so easy to do. You don't have to have precision, you don't have to stress about exactly where things are going, just kind of have fun with it. Put your splotches wherever you want them, all the way around the front of the card. Just picking up a little bit of ink each time, and around we go until you're happy with the amount you've got. So I'm just going to quickly continue around. Cool. So that's that done. So the last thing we need to do for this part of the card is stamps. So I love Gorgeous Grunge too. This one of the splatters is actually from the Awesomely Artistic though. I don't want to use too many stamps all in the one, even though I usually do. So clean that splatters off because we're done with it now. So now I just need to decide which sentiment we're going to put onto this little card. So has anyone got any ideas what they want? Do we want to see a birthday card? So these you can do pretty much any card you want. You could do from the Watercolour wings, do a cute little one of the little with you matter a lot to me. That could be cute. Actually, I think we will do that one. And once again, we're not using too many stamp sets again. So I like to do him in an elegant eggplant again. Because, oops, sorry. Because that way he's going to pop the best. I love all the sides of Petra, they're great. Alright. So once again, let it ink it up. And it, again, doesn't have to be perfect. Just pick a spot and stamp him down. So that's really simple. So the cards are a lot of stamping, do a little bit with the big dot, but it's mostly just stamping, and it doesn't have to be precise stamping. Butterfly, which we're going to do in a second, is a little bit more precise, but not really. It doesn't really affect it too much if you don't do it perfectly. But anyway, so that is our front, our inside pretty much stamped. So we put those off to the side, and we're just going to get a scrap piece. So I've got this one. It was a fold card I was originally going to use, and then I never ended up did, and it got kind of cut into other things. So that doesn't matter because we're going to be cutting this out. Make sure I don't lose any of these. So these are the stamps from Watercolour Wings one we're going to use today. So mine a bit same, but that doesn't matter. It's not to affect our card. So you've got one that's quite a solid colour, so it'll be in our light colour to give the background colour. And then we have one that has just along the edges raised to stamp with. That's going to be in our Flirty Flamingo, our dark pink. And then we finish it off with some purple detailing with this one, and obviously the centre of the butterfly as well. So start with our big one, and we just want to stick that onto our clear mouth stamp. Now these ones are the clear polymer because it allows you to see through the stamp to line it up. So for these ones you do need the acrylic blocks. So get out the blushing bright again. And we're just going to ink him up. So it's a bit hard to see, but you can see the ink when you're in person. So just check that he's nice and well inked up. And these are designed in a way that they are like watercolour wings, so it's not always going to be a perfect solid stamp. So you don't even have to worry about it because it's not supposed to be a perfect solid stamp, which is awesome about these. So just anywhere on your scrap, you're going to stamp to start with. So that gives us our base for bye. Hi Amy, how are you? Okay, so we have our base. I'm going to clean that off then. And we're going to go with the next layer, which is this one with the detailing on the side. So that to the same acrylic block, and we're only going to bring in the Flirty Flamingo. So we're going to open him up. Load him up with ink. This one you can see that bit more, that it's all ink even without spinning it over. And with these, I like to stand up so you're above your project. Oop, and not drop the block because that's quite smart. Okay. And then you can kind of just hover it over the top until you can see that it's pretty well lined up. And with these, it doesn't really matter if it's not perfect with butterflies, because every butterfly's got unique wings anyway. So clean him off, and then we're going to move on to our final colour, which is the elegant eggplant. So just once again, load that up, ink it, and then we're going to line him up slightly and stamp down. And then we have our butterfly all inked. So the last thing we need to do is put his little body on. So I'll load that onto the small one. Thanks, Petra. I love these colours too. And I'm not really a pink person, but they work. Now, once we've completely finished stamping it, we're going to cut this one out with this guy, with our big shot. And what I like to do is I like to lay this on roughly where it's going to be when I'm stamping this, because this is the only one that you need to be a little bit more precise with, because if you stamp it too high, he's going to cut off weird. If you stamp it too low, it'll be cut off weird. So I lay this down, and it helps you line it up. So then we're going to ink up our stamp. Just support this where you want it, so it doesn't move with one hand, and then just line up above it and press down. And then that way, when you run through the big shot, that centerpiece is exactly where you want it to be. And that is probably the most complicated thing we're going to do with this whole card. So it's pretty easy. Alright. Now all that's left to do is cut out our butterfly and our little overlay. And then we can put this card together. So we're going to bring the big shot in now. So for those that don't know what a big shot is, it's this magic guy. And we use all the different platforms and these metal dies to cut out pieces without having to sit there with scissors and have to specifically cut it out. So I like to use the magnetic platform when I'm using these sort of dies that I want it to be perfectly lined up, because when you put it down, the magnet sticks and you're able to line it up and it's not going to move from where you want it. To take our sandwich, we want a magnet on, and then we want the clear cutting plates. We're going to put one down first, then we're going to place a butterfly on top and add die on top of that. And you'll see the die, hopefully you can see, one side's really smooth, and then when you turn it over, you've got a little ridge along the inside of this one. That ridge you want to face down because that is our cutting plate. So we want to turn him over so that the flat side's up. Position him over our butterfly, like so. And then we're going to put our second clear plate over the top so that that makes our sandwich. Then we're just going to run it through the shot. Don't worry about clunks and cracks and all of that. It can be scary the first time, but the big shot's supposed to do that. If it doesn't do it, it's not doing a good job. So try not to stress too much about that. Okay. So now that we've run that through, which was really, really simple, we just pop a butterfly out. And he's all beautifully cut out, ready to go on our card. Okay, so now we can remove, I'm going to keep this actually, I'm going to use this as a shim. The next thing we want to cut out is this really, oops, I've got a stowaway. It's really sheer paper to make that pretty sheer embellishment on top. And this doesn't cut so well if you run it through the Big Shot on its own. Oh, sorry, Nicole. Hopefully not too many people are having this issue. Okay. Let me know if you are having that issue and I can see if I can do anything. I'm not sure. But I don't know, we can try and fix something. Okay, don't want this one. Okay, so now for this one, we want to get our delicate dies. And we need to do the same thing, make sure the smooth surface is facing up, your cutting surface is down, and you're just going to place that over this cardstock. You want the piece of paper behind as well, as I say, to make that cutting surface that bit bigger. I need a bit of scrap, hold on a minute. We'll use one for our scrap. So yeah, just use that as a shim underneath. So once again, we've got our platform, our clear, no, I want our clear, sorry. So for this one, you want the precision plate. It helps cut the die better, but it's not recommended to use this with the magnetic platform because it's magnetic and you can like crush fingers between it. So we're just going to get our generic plate down. This is the one you get with the Big Shot, and you can use what we just did as well. Just using a Post-it note can help hold that die in the same spot, so that you can get the same look without it moving around on you, without having to purchase the magnetic platform right away. So now we put this one down instead from south, and again we want to do our shim, so we want our other bit of scrap paper there first. Oh good, I'm glad I'm coming through loud and clear, Petra. And then we're going to place this one over the top of our sheet paper. Now when you're using the precision plate, you don't use two of the clear cutting plates, just the one over the top of it all. So just make sure that when you set up your sandwich it's centered, which mine wasn't just then, so that it will actually run through. Okay, so then we just put our back on. I use the magnetic platform as well, Petra, but I'm trying to teach people the right way. Okay, and then we're just going to roll it through again, and then back. I find it helps cut a little bit better. I don't know if that's true or not, but it makes me feel better about that. And then we just take all this out. And you can see, thanks to that shim, our little piece has lifted beautifully. And now we have a beautiful, delicate butterfly ready for our card. And then you'll also notice with the shim, it's not wasted, because you'll be able to pop this butterfly up, and we can have a cute little green butterfly to use on our project. So you can. I'll actually pop all those lids out really easily at the end. Okay. And I've got little flyaway bits going everywhere now. Oh, Petra, you don't do everything wrong, you're fine. Okay. Get this out of the way, we're done with the Big Shot. So that's all of our prep work done. And now we just have to take all our little elements we've done, bits of paper, our stamped images, our butterflies, and a piece of ribbon that we got ready, and put it together. So, first things first, is we want our base piece in half. You can use the scoreboard, which I used to do all the time, but I found it quite lined up properly. So an easy way is just line up your edges with a very soft fold. Get a mirror or any sort of flat, smoothish object and run across to get a nice crisp fold. I like to do back and front just to make sure that's really nice fold. Okay. That's so, Lena. Sorry, Lena just wanted to her 2 cents in the video as well. Sorry about that. Right, so now with this one, you can place this straight on, and you can see it's just slightly smaller than a card base, so you get that really nice of darker colour. So I'm just going to use a bit of Tombow to do this one too. So nice and easy. Just going to add a little bit around the edges. Oop, that's a lot. Let's just smooth that out. So to get a new Tombow today, because my last one ran out, and it comes out really quick cleaner. I'm just fighting it. Maybe at the end you can convince the puppies to come on camera because so I'm going to put a bit of glue on the back and stick him down close, making sure we leave a little bit of border around the outside. And with the glue you've got that little bit of play time, so it's not exactly right. You can move around and get it where you want it. So that's that. So now I'm going to stick straight down top, because otherwise we don't have a way to neatly add our ribbon. So we want to do the ribbon first. So what I like to do is a little bit of it, the tape adhesive, and you just small lumps, 2 small lumps of size, and you just want to line up basically where this little is. So I kind of put my finger where that is, turn it over, and put a little bit of tape. I'm sure I would have said hello to if they heard me. And then I'm going to put another bit of tape on the other side. Okay. So then just peel off your backing of the tape, they're real sticky. And we'll turn back to the front. And because we know we've placed that tape where we want it, we can do all this from front and make sure we're placing our ribbon where we want it. So we basically want to cover that. And once we're happy with it, just fold it around to the back. And then it automatically sticks to these bits of them. Okay. Now you don't have to do this with the card. For this particular card, I like to get just one piece of tape and I put it underneath the ribbon at the front. Just because we're going to be mounting our butterfly, and I find this helps keep that ribbon in place and keeps the butterfly from flopping around too much. We want him to flap his wings, but we don't want him to fly away. Okay, so now that's ready to be stuck down. So we're just going to flip this over, get our Tombow glue, and just place a little bit on the back along all the edges. Which kind of do a zigzaggy pattern. It doesn't really matter glue, you can use it however you want to use it. Okay, now the main thing to remember when you're sticking your card down is to make sure your card opens the right way. So we want it this way, we want to stick it on the front. We don't want to stick it down and realize it opens this way. So put it the right way and line it up in the centre. Again, we'll cut it slightly smaller than the light pink, so it's going to just be layered inside. And because it's glue, you can shift it around a little bit. And then press down. And there's our card coming together. While we've got the glue out, we'll just put a little bit on our inner piece. And you want to make sure, I like to leave my card the way it's supposed to go. and then just open it up as if I'm going to reach around, and then stick my piece down. That you're not sticking on the wrong side by accident. So there is our inside decorated. So then the last thing to do is finish off butterfly, who's trying to run away underneath my paper. There we go. So to glue this way, I want his wings to be free. I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow glue, doesn't need to be much, just down centre. And we're going to line up our little sheer piece over the top and down. Okay, so then we have our little butterfly with these fluffy wings. Now I like to decorate this one with some these pearls. Sorry, forgot what they were called. So you just peel some out. I like these strips, they make it really easy just to put a nice cute little line down the centre. So just lay that down the centre, stick it down, and I'm just going to get some snips. And trim them off. And of course we don't want to waste these pearls, so we just stick them onto a sheet. Like that. And the very last thing to do is to mount this guy onto here. So you've got two options here. You can use your Stampin' Dimensionals, or you can use this sheet of thin foam adhesive for strips, which would go down just up because we still want the wings free. That way, like with this one, it's still free to. But I like to use these. You can use obviously these, but they're going to take up a lot more room. So I like to use the scraps on the edge because we may as well get the most out of our stamp size. So I cut off a strip that's about long. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm just going to stick that down in the middle. Make sure that the front of it is not showing through, which is very slightly, so I might just trim down the tiniest bit. Let my scissors go. So just a little bit off. And there. And I just realised we forgot to sparkle this thing up. But this is a pretty new product from Stella, and I love this stuff. It gives that really shimmery shine to the butterfly. It is amazing. So usually I would colour this before sticking this down, but I forgot. So because we can do it from here, we just delicately lift his wing up, and underneath just going to run this over and image. The purple does tend to bleed a little bit, but it doesn't matter too much. Just be a bit delicate with it. Just run him over the wings, give a shimmer behind, because it's pretty. Okay, so to that we have a nice shimmery wing, and then we'll do the same the other side. So it doesn't matter step, you can always just forget about the shimmer if you're not fast, or just do what I'm doing and add it later. Or just pretend it was on purpose to cut your own. It's crafting, you get stuff that it doesn't matter if everybody doesn't turn out exactly the way you wanted it. It's part of the fun. Okay. So there we go. I love that one. I've nearly run it out already. I need to buy a new one. Okay. So then our very last step now that we've done is take our adhesive off. Line him up in the middle. Comes down. Then you can fluff the wings up a little bit, and they're going to stay. And that's it. You've got a card. It looks really effective. it's quite a few steps, but they're very simple steps. And with the dies, they cut out the detailed things with very little effort to you. As long as you remember that shim, that comes out really easily. So that's always really handy. And with this green one, when you cut out of normal paper, it they don't always come out. You can just sit there and pop them out by hand. Or stamp also does. There you get a little foam pad, and you get a little brush, and you can just kind of brush them out instead of sitting there individually and popping it out, and it just kind of push them out. It also really helps if they get stuck to dye at all. So, like you can, I don't know if you can see, but with my little die here, I've got some of the really sheer pieces that are still stuck in it. So I can just run this over, and it's going to pop them all out for me so that I can use it next time. And there's little over bits of paper. So that's my die ready to go in its container as well. So that's it, guys. One card in 40 minutes. And obviously, they're done even quicker if you're not trying to explain them. And won't get the hang of doing them. Like, you can make a whole series of different coloured ones if you're not ready to have a play yourself. So yeah, and we'll do some other ones another day. We'll show you some of the other ones that you guys voted for, since you guys seem to like them. But for today, that's our little card for evening. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It wasn't quite as nerve-wracking as I thought it was going to be, so that's good. You guys made it nice and easy. So yeah, hopefully it shows you that it's not so hard to make a really pretty card without too much effort. There's obviously even ones like this one. I think this one is the most simple card to make ever, because this is just one of those dies cut out, and you just stick it down, put a piece of ribbon and stamp, and you got. So I'll show you as well, just because how simple. You do know secrets. It's not actually as hard as everyone thinks. That's why I want to show you guys. I wanted you to be able to see that, you know, anyone can do it if you really want to. So yeah, that's a finished card, and it's pretty on the inside as well. Okay. I think my dogs are finally set down for the night now, after being little terrorists throughout the video. Alright guys, well, I'm going to love my go get dinner. Thank you for joining me for my first Facebook Live. I think I'd still love a bigger craft room there, and I have one. You just need someone to come after that little cherub with us so you can just play without her trying to get in cupboards. Alrighty guys, well, again, thank you so much for joining me today. This video will still be available on the page, so you can come back and review it at any time. If you want to check anything, how it was done, it'll still be available, and for anyone who couldn't make it, still be able to go and watch. So I hope you'll have a great evening, and have a look at whether you might actually like to make some cards for yourself now, and I will hopefully see you at the next Facebook Live. I'll keep in touch with the group, and we'll make a date for that one.